Hi, Judy here from Bungalow Quilting and Yarn. I'm making this adorable donut pillow, and I'm using, of course, Shannon Cuddle, my favorite type of minky fabric in the world, because it does work the best without slipping and stretching. It is just absolutely the best. So I've made my donut here, and I have been looking on the internet. You know, people don't know how to make a donut where you can turn it right sides out. Everybody's been stitching it with the raw edge on the outside, which that would work too, because if you have Cuddle like this, it doesn't fray. It's fine to leave a raw edge and just sew around it and stuff it that way, and that would work. But I did discover this great way to turn this right sides out. So this is, I put the center one was done where I turned it right, I put it right sides together, stitched it, and then flipped it like this so that the seam was inside, the seam allowance is inside the wrong side. But with this, because it's not a tube, it would be really hard to figure out how to do this to sew it right sides together and then be able to turn it right sides out because it's a donut. Well, you can't do it the whole entire way around, but you can do it part of the way around. So what you're going to do is you're going to mark, because you don't want this to be cattywampus. This part has to be, you know, lined up with the side, the right side on the opposite side of the donut, right? You can't have this be way over here, and because it would be all twisty. So you don't want it to be all twisty. So I marked where the donut comes together with the same color pins, with similar colored pins. So I put 2 blue pins right here where this should come together, and then 2 yellow pins where this should come together, okay? And then 2 dark blue pins where it should come together here. And I marked it like that all the way around. So you can see the white over here, blue here, okay? So then what you do is you want to bring this over, and this gets sandwiched, this side of it gets kind of sandwiched inside there. So this gets rolled up like this, and then this gets flipped so that this comes like this, and then you can find your blue pin. And then you start to pin it together all the way around. Okay, now it looks like a giant fortune cookie. Look at how it looks. But I've got that tucked inside there. That other half of it is tucked inside there, and I've matched my green needles or pins. I've matched my white pins, pinned it. I've matched my blue pins, my yellow pins, and I've got the right sides together with, like I said, it looks like a giant fortune cookie. Okay, that's how it looks. And you can't do it all the way around. You can only do it part of the way around, but part of the way is better than, and then you can go in and flip it this way again and do even a little further. So now I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew the right sides together on this, and then we're going to work it a little bit, and then we'll turn it right sides out. Okay, so now this is how it looks. It looks like a mess, doesn't it? But it's, what I did was I folded half of it up inside of each other. So now it looks like a giant fortune cookie. So I'm going to take out the pins so I'm not poking myself. I sewed it with like a little more than a 1/4 inch, probably a 3/8 inch seam. And then you can pull it out. This is the magical part. You pull it out. Let's see here. Push it on this side. There we go. Here it comes. Giving birth to a donut. Okay. And so it really can be done. You really can do right sides together with a donut shape. It doesn't have to be a tube. Okay. So now I've got, oh, one of my felt balls came off. I'll have to resew that. My spinkles. So now I have this really cool donut that all I have to do is stuff it and then stitch up the open side. And this is the open side, and it is bigger than normal for an opening. But because now I've got that seam started, I can just fold this under and hand stitch it really so that it's really well disguised. And you can do a nice, like you would do with your binding on a quilt, invisible type stitch, stuff it and sew it closed.